Hey folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham area for week ending January 26, 2022. When you see the prices that I'm about to show you, you're going to wonder, are we headed for a crash? Because the prices are just insane. We'll get into that shortly. Let me tell you about a situation that happened to us not too long ago. We're on the listing side. It's maybe half an hour or 45 minutes before I take the offers and present them to the seller. We're representing the seller, in this case the listing. I get a phone call, not from an agent, but from somebody from the public interested in the house, and almost in a panic, they sounded a bit frantic, asking me, what's this house going to sell at? What's it going to take to buy it? Can I put in an offer through you? Would that help me? Well, you know, we're about to go into offer in the next little while. As far as what it's going to sell at, we're going to know in a little while because we're going to review offers shortly. And I told this person that if they're interested in putting an offer, they should hurry up because soon we're going to be reviewing offers. And as far as putting an offer through me, well, we don't do that, especially in a multiple offer situation. We're representing the seller. I'm not going to risk having my own client buying that property just because it's a major conflict. There's conflict with the seller if I might divulge some information, but I also lose the confidence of all the other realtors submitting offers for their clients. Imagine if I told them, oh, by the way, one of these offers is my own client and I have access to everybody's offer. It's just not right to do it, and there's a lack of trust and confidence that is lost. So we don't do that on a property that we have listed. I know some people do. We don't do that. So this person, when I said, get your own realtor to put in an offer, but hurry up, they said, oh, they already have an offer. They're wondering what it's going to sell at and if it's better that they put an offer through me. I said, well, you already have an offer. And I'm looking through the names, and sure enough, their name was on one of the offers that was already submitted. So I'm saying, well, why are you calling me directly then? And they said, well, they've missed out and lost on several properties and offers they've put in, and they're not sure if their realtor is doing everything that they can to secure a home for them, or if their realtor really has the skill set necessary to compete in this market. That's the problem there, the lack of trust between agent and realtor. And it's a real problem, and it could really cause conflict in that relationship. When you're working with the realtor and vice versa, the realtor's working with the client, it's so important that relationship, it's understood that it's a team and everybody's doing everything necessary. When you decide to work with the realtor, it's vital, actually. I was going to say it's just so important, but it just doesn't seem to really hit it home. It's vital that you have the confidence in that realtor. You don't have to become best friends, but in that transaction, you've got to feel good that that realtor has the skill set, the knowledge and experience to be able to come through for you, to do everything necessary. And if you don't have that confidence, that's just a recipe for disaster. And it's so much easier to make sure that up front, early on, when you're deciding which realtor you want to work with, than down the road when maybe things aren't going your way and you start to doubt your relationship with that realtor. So that's the moral of that story. Make sure you're working with a realtor that has the confidence and skill set in this market to hit your goal. Because otherwise, when you purchase, if you purchase, you're going to wonder if you spent too much. And if you're selling, you're going to wonder, did you undersell? If you feel this information can help anybody else you know, please pass the video along. Let's get into the numbers for Peel and Durham. If you want to talk to us, anything at all related to real estate, maybe your own real estate situation, It's really simple. In the description below, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, pick a time that's suitable for you. This way I'll know ahead of time and I'll make sure my schedule's organized and we could talk about whatever's on your mind. Let's get into the numbers. I'm talking only about detached properties here for Mississauga, Brampton, and for the Durham region, I'm using Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby as the Durham region. The blue line is Mississauga. You can see how high average sold price is going there. We're over 2.1 million. The orange line here, that's Brampton, 1,658,000, but also been steadily moving up. And the Durham line has been also steadily going up. That's the burgundy line at 1,534,000. Let's look at each of those much closer. Here's Mississauga detached properties. Sales went up to 44 from the previous week. We did 39 the previous week, 31 the week before that. So 31, 39, 44. Sales are going up, but not at a big pace, not by much. Of the 44 that sold, however, 18 sold at $2 million or more. Now, 18 is a big number. When we look at the year, we had 1 week at 20, we had another week here at 19, another one at 18. So 18 is a big number for 1 week to sell at $2 million or more in Mississauga. And I could tell you that 7 of those sold between $3 million and $5.8 million. So as a result, average sold price has shot way up, sitting at $2,165,000. And that's the thing with average sold price. You get a few really high sales or a few really low sales and it kind of skews the numbers. So it's way up there, $2,165,000, which is 41% higher than what it was last year. But let's look at median price. Well, if average sold price, the orange, is 41% higher, median price is 35% higher than what it was last year at this time. So no matter how you look at it, average price, median's price, it's either 35, 41% is still way up there. Of the 44 that sold, 68% sold at list price or more. We listed 57, a little bit higher than the previous week, not by much, but much less than what we listed last year at this time. And months of inventory has come down by 0.1. It's now sitting at 0.4 months of inventory. So the market got tighter. Prices went up, market got tighter. We have less inventory out there. Let's look at Brampton. So just ignore the sales price for now. We sold 96 detached properties in Brampton. 18 were at $2 million or more. Now, there are no weeks over the past year, and if I recall properly, no week ever that we sold 18 properties in 1 week in Brampton at $2 million or more. So, wow, 18 in 1 week. 96 in total sold, which is up from what it was the previous week of 80. Sales are growing each week. That's what we expect at this time of the year. Average sold price has been week after week after week increasing. It's now sitting at $1,658,000. That's a record. It was a record the previous week before that. It was a record the week before that. This is why I ask, how high can it keep going? If you go back a few months to my chart back then, these numbers were at the top. I keep having to readjust the scale to fit in the new record price each time. How far can it keep going? People are lining up. It's not like one person out of the blue paid for this. A property comes on the market and there's 20, 30 people, 40 people in the first couple of days seeing the property, seeing the home, and multiple people bidding on these properties. So if you think, it can't keep up, they can't sustain it. Well, I got to tell you, as long as there's multiple people competing and fighting for one property, prices are going to stay this high or continue to go higher. I just don't see that with so many people want to buy that one property. Something's got to change, something's got to give, and I don't know. It's just so many people competing, prices are going to stay this high. Well, 1,658,000 is 44% higher than where they were last year at this time. When we look at the median price, it's a straight line, straight up, 41% higher. So average sold price, 44% higher. Median price, 41% higher. Prices are way higher, much higher. And no matter how you look at it, prices are going up. Of the 96 that did sell, 96% of those sold at list price or more. That's all of them. 137 were listed, very similar to what we listed last year, and up from what we listed last week. So we're seeing more listings in Brampton, which is great. Months of inventory, it went up. You're not going to feel it, but it went up. It's now sitting at 0.2 months of inventory, up from 0.1 months of inventory. You're not going to feel that. Average days on market is 7. Let's look at the Durham area. We sold 60. Previous week we sold 45. This past week we sold 60 detached properties. 9 of those were at $2 million or more. Rarely, I don't even know if we ever have, but rarely would we see a week where 9 sold at $2 million or more. And I'm going on this chart here, back a whole year, week by week. There is no other week where we did 9. Average sold price is sitting at $1,534,000, a record price for the Durham region. $1,534,000 is 41% higher than where prices were last year at this time. Compared to the median price is 35% higher than where we were this time last year. Of the 60 that sold, 95% sold at list price or more. Last year, 91% sold at list price or more in the same time. But so the Durham, the Brampton also, this is nothing new. It's not overnight that it's been this competitive. It's just prices keep going up. We listed 80, which is up from last year and up from last week. And months of inventory is staying steady at 0.2. Let's look at the Peel region condos, and the majority of these condos are being purchased in the Mississauga area. Well, we sold 64 condos in the Peel region. Previous week was 73. Previous week before that was 61. So the 64 is kind of normal over the last few weeks. But average sold price has shot way up. It's now at $722,000. For the city of Toronto, the average sold price for condos is $773, I think it was. This is $722 now in Peel region. $722,000 is 37% higher than average sold price last year at this time. And so the orange is average sold price. When we look at the burgundy line, which is the median price is 32% higher than what it was last year at this time. Prices are up with condos. Of the 64 that sold, 91% sold at list price or more. Last year, it was only 36% selling at list price or more. It's now 91% selling at list price or more. Only 82 were listed, and months of inventory is sitting at 0.1 months of inventory. Virtually zero. You can't get lower than 0.1. I used to say that about 0.5, and then we went to 0.4 and 0.3. These markets are crazy. Here's the summary of months of inventory. They're extremely low. It's an extreme, aggressive seller's market. And if you're in the market, buying or selling, you know that already. If you're not, and you're going to get into it, hire somebody who's going to properly represent you, because it's a challenge to do what you need to do properly in this market. And if you're just watching on the sidelines, enjoy the show. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.